to my travel channel. If you've seen some of my other travel adventures, welcome back. And also be sure, if you haven't done so, to subscribe down below and then hit that little bell to the right. That'll notify you when a new video comes out. We do look for putting up new videos every Saturday, and sometimes during the week we may put up a couple that, one or two that at that point too. Today I'm going to talk about an island that I didn't give a chance when I first visited. It was one of my least favorite islands, and I'm going to talk about how it became one of my favorites and why. So if you stay to the end, I will even talk about a little beach that, actually a large beach, why I think it's special at the very end on the island that a lot of people don't go to. Alright, so the island is Phuket that I really didn't like. The first time I went there, it doesn't feel like an island, and actually the word Ko, which is used in front of all the islands, and it's spelled either K-O-H or K-O, either way, means island, and Phuket doesn't even have that distinction in front of it. It is one of the largest islands, but they built a bridge across it, so they don't technically consider it an island anymore, and it doesn't feel like an island. That's one of the reasons that first time I went there, I stayed one night and just didn't really care for it, so I moved on to some of the other smaller islands. And then I thought, well, I'll try it again, so I tried 2 more nights, a different time, still didn't like it. Then, about a year or so ago, I was traveling on a couple of my favorite islands, and I got really sick, and I decided I had to extend my trip because I couldn't get on the airplane. So I decided to see, well, I might as well try to get better in Phuket, and then when I get better, see if there's an area that I can find by driving around that I like. I really wanted to figure out what I would like about that island. Okay, so I'm going to talk about some of the things that you can do on the island. Of course, there's the usual things like scuba diving, snorkeling. There's the Big Buddha, which is 45 meters, which is close to 150 feet, that you can climb up towards. And they've been building that for 10 years, and they're still building on it. There's a lot of beaches, and you know, the further south ones are not my favorite. They're the most touristy. There are 5 of my favorite beaches, and let's talk about those today. So let's get started. All right, we'll start with number 5, Surin Beach. It is on the west coast, so you get to see all the beautiful sunsets. It's a small beach. It's only 1 kilometer long. There are a few hotels, and of course they've got the fresh coconut and the different food places around there, and it's a beautiful, beautiful beach. It's it's south of the airport, I guess probably less than an hour from the airport, and definitely worth checking out. There's some good, you can do a little bit of surfing there. The waves aren't, you know, great for your real experienced surfers, but for beginning surfing, they're good. Great snorkeling, and it's a beautiful, beautiful white sand beach, and there's some nice little roads along there. Very pretty beach. Okay, number 4 favorite beach in Phuket is Banana Beach. Now, Banana Beach is very unique. There would be a few reasons I can't rate it as my number 1. One, it's really, really short, so you can't do a lot of walking, and I'm a big, being Barefoot Jeff, I like to walk the beaches for exercise. And it's also difficult for some people. You gotta be a little bit athletic to get down to it. And what I mean by that, it's pretty steep hill down. You kind of walk through the jungle a little bit, and you walk along a path. So it's got a pretty decent incline. There are no restaurants or anything commercial there. It's actually on the edge of a national forest, and which really makes it special. Beautiful, beautiful rocks around there. You can catch a beautiful sunset, of course. And there is a little kind of a local place that does some cooking right there on the beach. Make your food, cold beers. Just one little location. Sometimes they'll have a second location there. The beach is, like I said, very short. So, but really beautiful beach and great location. Just nowhere to stay there. So you kind of, it's more of a distance, stay there the day. Number 3, Kamala Beach. Now, Kamala Beach is, I do like that beach quite a bit. There's some beautiful hotels on the beach. There's a great beach club called Cafe Del Mar, which I've spent a lot of time at. It's got a swim-up bar in the pool. Some of the most beautiful sunsets from there. It actually turns into a nightclub at night if you like that type of thing, if you're into the late night scene there. And great food. They have an unbelievable staff, and it's perfect location. Some of the other things is that, you know, it's pretty close to walking where all these food vendors are along the beach and restaurants and things of that nature. They also have some night markets there as well, and it's a nice beach. It's about an hour south of the airport as well. Okay, number 2 favorite beach in Phuket is Thailand Beach. Now that is not a real popular beach. Kind of gives you the feel of a small little beach town. It's not a real long beach, and there's just the restaurants and hotels and everything are kind of across the street. So you got the beach, then you have just one street, and then all the restaurants and bars and hotels and everything. But it does have it's right at the edge of the national forest. It's real close to the airport, and it does give you kind of a nice beach feel. Of course, just like at any of these places, they have the massages, which are typically at the beach around $10, 300 baht, which is about $10 US dollars, and really enjoyed there. You are not too far south. You kind of go through the national forest, which is a beautiful windy road. There is another beach that's not too far from there, and a beach club I'll talk about here shortly. Okay, the number one favorite beach in Phuket is Bano Tao Beach. And Bano Tao, the reason I rated that number 1 is it's a very long beach, so it's great for walks, beautiful white sand. There's the Catch Beach Club. It's kind of centrally located. When I say that, is that my other 2 favorite beaches are south of that, and the other 2 are north of that. So you can kind of, if you got a week or 2 weeks, you can kind of go to a bunch of different beaches and get to them pretty easily. It's got a lot of restaurants, a lot of places to stay. It's got a great feel to it. If you're really under a budget, you can go several blocks back and stay for a lot less money and like towards the mountains and get something like a mountain view. But a beautiful area to stay. They also have a night market there that is pretty regular, and that's always cool to have a lot of the cooked different stalls with all different types of food. So that wraps up my favorite beaches. Now for that special honorable mention beach, and why I like it is Mai Khao. I think it's called Mai Khao, Khao, Khao Beach. It is actually very, there's not many tourists. Not many people go to this beach. It's up by the airport. It's a 7-mile long beach. So if you want to get away from people, because during that 7 miles, it's a lot of national forest, so you're really not near any hotels. There are some hotels there. They're a little bit more expensive on there. You can get far enough from the airport to not have to hear that. But one of the things that I recommend doing that I really enjoyed, I've done it a couple times, is the airport is actually right on the beach on one section of it. And if you can go up to where there's a little fence and then the beach right there, you have those planes land right above your head. Incredible. So it's just coming in and landing. So it's really neat thing to do. So it's worth taking a little trip up there and spend part of the day up there. Well, I misjudged that. Didn't get it underneath it, but... Well, that concludes the reason that I fell in love with Phuket when I really didn't like it the first time is I found those areas I just mentioned. You can actually kind of take all the back roads and don't go on the main road and go along all the beach areas. It's a little bit of maneuvering, but GPS on your phone will help you get around on that, and you don't feel like you're in the big island at that point and the city part and the heavy traffic. So it's a really great part of the island. Most people go all the way south to some of the bigger islands like Karen. So that concludes everything. I hope you have enjoyed my travel adventure and learned a little bit about Phuket. Be sure to subscribe down below and hit that bell to the right. And also be sure to share my video. It's how we grow the channel, to your family and friends. And look for a new video every Saturday. So live life barefoot, and I'll see you on the beach.